Around this time, which is also closer to the holidays, he starts to go MIA. His texts are spotty. He's not calling. He doesn't answer the phone when I call, but will call back. I thought it was weird, but I figured he was prepping for his promotion. He calls me later and I ask him how his day is going, and he says he has some family stuff going on. I asked him if he wanted to talk about it, and after a deep sigh, he says, "Yes, I do, but you're gonna be upset." I briefly dated a guy in college. He was a lot older than me and went on to pursue his PhD in a different state, while I continued my undergrad degree and kicked off my career. He's been talking to himself in my DMs for years, and I've been actively ignoring him. Years? One day out of boredom. And that's the end of the story, because anything after this is entirely on you. I respond to him, and after we exchange numbers, we start to text. He tells me how much he remembered and cherished that short time that we spent together. I honestly didn't remember much, but it apparently was something that stuck with him. So as we're catching up on time we haven't spoken, I learned that he's divorced with a daughter now. He speaks very highly of his daughter and doesn't speak poorly of the mother, which I thought was a green flag. After about a month of long distance, he tells me that he wants to see me, but he also needs to get away. I need to get away as well because my job and regular routine has been draining over the past few months. He gives me the options of San Diego, Cancun, a cruise, and Miami. He seems partial towards an all-inclusive in Cancun because it doesn't require rental cars, booking dinner reservations, etc. I wouldn't have agreed to it, but since we've known each other for years and we have a few mutual friends, it's a free trip, I needed a getaway, whatever, YOLO. He books a trip through a travel agent and sends me the info. Now, other than him wanting to take me out of the country so quickly, a few other red flags started to kick in. First, one day he told me he was going to a Christmas party, saying that he sits on the board for the Boys and Girls Club of DFW. But as a person who's very familiar with board seats and even knows a few people that sit on the B&G boards, I know there isn't a B&G club of DFW. There is Dallas proper and the rest are counties. Anyway, knowing that this one doesn't exist and board members can be Googled, I start to ask some questions and he backtracks and says that he sits on the board that's affiliated with the Boys and Girls Club. Niggas just lie. I told my sister and she said, don't give that man another chance to lie to you. But we had this trip already planned, so I'm like, that was small. He's probably just trying to impress me. I let this one slide. The next time comes when he tells me that his frat brothers are in town and he's going out with them. I asked him to send me a picture when he's dressed. When he sends me the picture, I realize I recognize it from his Instagram. So I go to his IG and he's deleted that picture. I asked him to send me a picture when he's dressed. When he sends me the picture, I realize I recognize it from his Instagram. So I go to his IG and he's deleted that picture. I saved it and see that the picture is from September. It's December. I asked him why he sent me an old photo and he says, I don't know how that's sent. And proceeds to send me a picture that looks like he took it on the flip phone. It is clearly old, but I'm like, whatever. So I know at this point, you're like, what the hell? Cut this man off. But again, this trip is already booked and I want to give him a chance. As our conversation continues, he starts to tell me about a promotion that would mean he has to move to Shreveport, LA. It sounds like a great opportunity and he has to do a ton of prep work for a presentation he has to do at work to get the promotion. He is really excited because it would put him much closer to his daughter. Around this time, which is also closer to the holidays, he starts to go MIA. His texts are spotty. He's not calling. He doesn't answer the phone when I call, but will call back. I thought it was weird, but I figured he was prepping for his promotion. We are now 2 weeks away from our trip and I text him, I finally ordered all my bikinis and dresses and I booked my braid and lash appointment that morning. He's like, oh good, oh good. He calls me later and I ask him how his day is going and he says he has some family stuff going on. I asked him if he wanted to talk about it and after a deep sigh he says, yes I do, but you're gonna be upset. I immediately know it's about to be some bullshit. I've already grown a small sense of mistrust from the previous lies, and I don't trust that he's about to tell me the truth. He proceeds to tell me that his ex-mother-in-law has some fatal disease. Nah, don't lie on your mother-in-law, because she's your ex-mother-in-law, so you don't give a shit about that woman. He proceeds to tell me that his ex-mother-in-law has some fatal disease and has been going on a waiting list for surgery, and she's been selected, and this is the week of our trip. He unfortunately will have to keep his daughter so that his ex-wife can care for her mother. I go silent because my intuition is screaming that he's lying about something. Or everything. I tell him I'm in fact upset and that I'd like to talk later. He sends this long text about it being unfair to me dating a man with children and having to deal with this stuff like this, and promises that he'll make it up to me. I told him I would never be upset about him taking care of his child or responsibilities, but the whole thing just isn't sitting right with my intuition. He says we can talk about it, but I've decided I'm over it. Fast forward to the next morning, I go to send him a reel on Instagram and I notice that his page is gone. Something told me to do some digging. I switched to one of my other IG pages and searched his name, and his wedding post pops up. The posts are old, but I found his wife's IG and Facebook. You went digging. IG and Facebook? You went for the government name too? I find the wife's IG and Facebook, and they are very much still married. And she has a job in Shreveport, hence why he's trying to position himself there. It explains why he went MIA around the holidays. They both work in education, but like 2 hours apart. So I think they live apart on weekdays. That's a lot of detail you found out. One thing about women, when you guys are ready to search, you guys will search. You guys will put the detective hat on, you'll find out everything. I confront him over text about finding out he's still married, and he immediately calls me. I decline the call, and he sends me these long texts about how he is still married, how sorry he is, and they're having problems, but he needs to work it out with her. I tell him go to hell, and he's lucky if I don't tell her. He begs me not to and says that he'll never do anything like this again. I don't tell his wife, but not to spare him. I honestly just don't want to be the center of their drama. I know that's not the girls thing to do, but I wanted to wipe my hands clean and never talk to him again. So there's my first day out of the country that never happened. Now, like I said, let's go back to the top real quick. You said this man was talking to himself for years in your DMs. Years. And then you said one day, out of boredom, I decided to reply. I don't even have to go through the rest of this. This is what you wanted. This is what boredom asked for. And so
like, it's hilarious, man. I'm dying right now. I'm laughing hardcore. Yo, my man's been on her DMs talking to himself for years. He's been putting in that work. I can just imagine every morning. Hello, beautiful. How are you, beautiful? Hello. I can just imagine him on those DMs, bro. And just when he gets the girl, just when he gets her attention, just when she's returning that attention, he's capitalizing off it, you know, he's booking a little getaway trip with her, everything. She's excited. Of course, she's returning that attention because she's getting a free trip. Why else? Yeah, you know, she's looking forward for that trip, you know, he paying everything for it, all inclusive. Oh, god damn it, bro. Any girl who's ignoring you in the DMs, once you tell them you got a trip booked and you're gonna pay everything, bro, they're gonna start replying. Quick times, within seconds. Okay, guys, don't go try this on their DMs, alright? Stop it. Okay, but anyways, he gets her attention and everything, and then he starts fumbling it. He's lying about everything. He's getting called left, right, and center. You know, he goes MIA on the holidays. Close to their trip, my dude is like, he's not there, bro. He's MIA. You know, she has to like reach out to him, and of course, he comes with a bullshit story of how he can't really go on the trip. Like, that's cap. Like, and she knows it. You know, the funniest part is, my boy, you tried so hard to get her attention. How many years did it take you to get a reply? And then once you got the reply, once you're getting the meetup, you're fumbling it like this. Oh, it turns out you've been married all along. All along you've been married. That explains everything. And I mean, she's a fool for giving you a chance. It's like she should have never replied. And I mean, this makes you understand why a lot of women just don't reply to dudes' DMs, because like, this is the recipe of it, right? They reply, they give the guy a chance, and this is what they get. Yeah. And actually, good up on her, man. She didn't really reach out to his wife, because, you know, she could have just opened that can of worm, and my boy would have gotten kicked out of the house. He would have, oh my god, he would have experienced hell on earth. Let me tell you that. He's lucky that, you know, she kept it between them, and boom. But another good thing on her part is that she didn't really waste energy. Like, she didn't meet him. Like, imagine you're out there on a vacation and you're going through problems overseas, away from home, right? Like, imagine that. So I mean, she didn't really lose anything, just a little bit of her time, but it's not like she left the country. It's not like she flew with this man, right? So boom, hopefully she learned her lesson. And for the men's out there, bro, if you guys are not serious, just be upfront, man. Be honest, right? Don't be leading these women on. Sometimes guys are just too bored. I feel like they have too much time on their hands. You're out here messaging this woman every day, but meanwhile you have a woman, you have a wife, boy, and you're not even serious too. Like, you're just playing around like a little kid. Like, that's crazy.
So I'm giving up on this female generation. I got a girl's number last night. I text her today like a fucking gentleman. Said, hey, it was nice to meet you. She said, which one are you? Weird thing to fucking say. I told him the one that got your number outside of the bar last night. She said, I gave my number to about 10 dudes. my sister in Christ. You don't fucking say that, you weirdo. I didn't know what to say, so I just said, I was the black one. She said, oh shit, how fucked up was I? I got defensive. I said, the fuck is that supposed to mean? She goes, well, usually I'm just not into black dudes. I said, well, last night you were. Last night you were. I rode the lie. She said, what's your Instagram? So I blocked her. So I'm giving up on this female generation. I got a girl's number last night. I text her today like a fucking gentleman. Said, hey, it was nice to meet you. She said, which one are you? Weird thing to fucking say. I told I'm the one that got your number outside of the bar last night. She said, I gave my number to about 10 dudes. It's my sister in Christ. You don't fucking say that, you weirdo. I didn't know what to say, so I just said, I was the black one. She said, oh shit, how fucked up was I? I got defensive. I said, the fuck is that supposed to mean? She goes, well, usually I'm just not into black dudes. I said, well, last night you were. Last night you were. I rode the lie. She said, what's your Instagram? So I blocked her. So I'm giving up on this female generation. I got a girl's number last night. I text her today like a fucking gentleman. Said, hey, it was nice to meet you. She said, which one are you? Weird thing to fucking say. I told I'm the one that got your number outside of the bar last night. She said, I gave my number to about 10 dudes. It's my sister in Christ. You don't fucking say that, you weirdo. I didn't know what to say, so I just said, I was the black one. She said, oh shit, how fucked up was I? I got defensive. I said, the fuck is that supposed to mean? She goes, well, usually I'm just not into black dudes. I said, well, last night you were. Last night you were. I rode the lie. She said, what's your Instagram? So I blocked her.
Yo, this man's so clever. Literally, he pretended to be black. But yeah, you know, anytime a woman is like asking you, which one are you? After she gave out her number and she's admitting she gave her number to like 10, 20 people, bro, that's a turn off. That's a red flag. Like, that's disgusting, bro. Like, damn. Like, you just give out your number like that? There's no meaning to it. You just give it to anybody that asks. Like, that's crazy. And the fact that she couldn't even remember she gave it to him. Oh my God. After that, bro, you know what? I'd have blocked her. He kept this going on for too long. He kept this ruse going on. Like, my boy, you shouldn't even have replied. You should have just blocked her. You entertained her for too long. But it's funny though. You pretended to be black. That's hilarious.
Alright, so I matched with this girl on Hinge. And I didn't know she was an influencer. There's no way to know. Nothing on her page says she's an influencer. But we messaged for a sec. And I go to my TikTok. And up pops this girl. I'm like, she looks familiar. Go back to Hinge. It's definitely her. Go back to TikTok. Click on her page. She's got like 1.5 million followers. She's massive. And I go to watch her videos, and probably 80% of the videos are talking about Hinge dates or boyfriends or ex-boyfriends or something. And I'm like, if I were to go on a date with this girl, I would be flamed in front of millions of girls. I would be torched. It'd be like a Sunday brunch with 1.5 million girls talking in excruciating detail about your date. So I wasn't quite sure what to do about that, but also I was thinking it'd be really easy to know if you should go on a second date because you get the full review right there once you open up your FYP, probably the next day, probably a couple minutes after you leave. So that would be a bonus. I don't think it's gonna work out, but I watched her videos for probably an hour, at least an hour. They were some of the most entertaining videos, funny, hilarious. So I'm kind of in love now, but I don't think I'm gonna, I don't even know if I'm gonna follow her. No, I'm gonna follow her. I'm definitely gonna follow her.
Damn, that's wild. You know what? That was a good call on your part. You actually made the right decision. Because if you had went on this date and you screwed it up, you know what would have happened? Yeah, you'd have been the statistics on her stories, you know? You'd have appeared on her TikTok, bro. You'd have gone inflamed. You're right. So it's a good thing you didn't really go. But it's hilarious though how you're making the video addressing this. Like, yo, her fan base is already cooking you in the comments because of this. They already figured out who you're talking about. But you should have just kept this to yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's hilarious. And to be actually honest, guys, it's actually annoying going on dates with these influencers, right? Like, if somebody has a really big fan base and their whole life just revolves about them recording and talking about the dates they go to and stuff like that, like, you're gonna know that, like, this is not real. Like, she not genuine. You know what I mean? So I don't know how you'd enjoy that date being aware that she's like an influencer and always recording about the dates and stuff like that. Like, you wouldn't be able to be yourself.
You open up to me, tell me about your past, and you think I'm not judging you, you're insane. You see, I will tell you it's a safe space. I'm lying. I'm psychoanalyzing every single thing you told me. If you told me you've been spit roasted before, how do you expect me to look at you the same way? If you tell me you've been spit roasted, how am I supposed to look at you and say, yeah, this is the same girl I knew a couple of weeks ago? If you told me that during your uni days, you know, you was doing a bit of Charlie, you was doing a bit of horse tranquilizer, you know, you're doing business with your local dealer because you couldn't afford to buy, well, do you think I'm going to look at you the same way? I feel like there comes with this expectation because you decide to open up, you just got to accept it all. No. We're going to make a judgment if whether or not your past is compatible with my past. Do you get what I mean? And I expect the same way. If I'm telling a girl my past and she says, that's crazy, good. You got a bit of common sense. Do you get what I mean? How you think I tell people before I go out, I get a little anxiety poo-poos? You think I tell people that? No. I keep that to myself because you got to have a little bit of mystery in this life. You can't just be telling people everything.
And you know what's funny? And even if the person is telling you like, you know, don't worry, I'm non-judgmental, I won't judge you for what you tell me, blah, blah, blah. They're capping. I mean, we're all humans, bro. That's our nature. We just judge that shit out of each other. So no matter what, even if she's telling you like she's there for you, she's there to listen, bro, she's judging you, bro. Even if you go to a therapist and you telling the therapist your deepest, darkest secrets, bro, your therapist is judging your ass too, bro. Everybody's judging you. Let me tell you that. You know, in the back of their mind, they're judging you. But in reality, they're gonna just tell you what you want to hear, you know? They're gonna make it sound all nice and sweet. But you know, in the back of their head, they're judging the shit out of you.
Are you single by any chance? Well,
Are you?
I am. What's your name?
All right, so right off rip, I don't like the opener of asking if a girl's single. If you struggle with confidence, though, it can be very, very good because it forces you to show interest right away. If that's something you're afraid of, face your motherfucking fears. But this girl is clearly very into it, and so that's a very good sign for my boy here. We are about to see a fumble of epic proportions. I'm going to break down every single point where he fumbles this interaction. He might actually end up with a number. I haven't watched the end, but he makes so many mistakes here that could be so much better.
Here, do the other hand. Which hand you want to do? I like you a lot.
Mistake number one, asking her which hand she wants to shake with. Just be confident and hold the hand out. Let her figure out whatever she wants to do with her bags and like switching hands, whatever. Don't let the circumstances kind of shake your confidence. Just hold your hand out. It's not really a big deal. And this kind of hurts his frame already.
I want you for the holidays.
Wow.
Except
So she's probably older than him, and she asks, how old are you? This is a very good thing he does, which he just fucking ignores the question. If you know it's going to be a bad question for you, like an older girl asking how old you are, just fucking ignore it the first time. It's actually totally fine. So he just says, I want you for the holidays.
extend the trial for like 360 years.
The compass is hot.
Really? It's hot?
It's hot.
You're hot. Well, no.
So this is great so far, okay? Only one really big mistake. Here comes the fumble.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, you're really beautiful. I'd love to grab your number if you give me a chance. What's your name?
If a girl's really cute, she's showing you some interest, she's built, there's like sexual tension building, you can get a little distracted. I know that feeling, and I've definitely been in that situation. But he fumbles really bad when he says, if you can give me a chance, which is crazy. Already puts you in the frame of I'm below you, especially if she's asking how old he is. It puts you in a really bad frame right here.
Kat, nice to meet you. Saeed. It's cool if I grab your number. You better give it to me now, because I already, I'm not doing this.
What I would have done here is I would have just been like, okay, Kat, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you out for drinks. I need you to put your phone number in here. I would hand her my phone with the contact screen already pulled up. We're going to go for drinks. We're going to have a great time. And then if she has an objection to my age or something like that, I can always handle that objection if she brings it back up. But by taking the lead and not giving a lot of room for objections, just like, hey, clearly we like each other. I would maybe even throw that in. Hey, clearly we like each other. Give me your number. We'll grab drinks. It's going to be a great time. Yeah, a lot of room for improvement, but the girl clearly likes him, man. I hope this worked out for him. Considering how into him she was at the beginning, 3 out of 10.
Yo, to be honest, it's not that deep, right? Because yes, as long as she likes you, bro, anything you say is funny to her. You could be fumbling it hard, but she gonna find it cute, she gonna find it funny, she gonna be laughing. But the only thing I would say is, like, what I noticed is he's complimenting her too much. And just like what this guy said, it's like he was asking her if you give me a chance to. Like, that's crazy, bro. What? And another thing, it's like, you're hot, you're beautiful. Like, what? Kind of cringe, but overall, you already know she was already attracted to him. If it was a regular girl, she would have already ran away a long time ago. She would have viewed you as a creep. But this only works so if the girl finds you attractive. Like, once you're attractive, bro, you can break every rule out there, and at the end of the day, you might even get the girl. Let me tell you that. You might even get the number. You might even be successful out of the whole interaction, right? But if she doesn't vibe with you, if she don't like you, if you're not her type, if you're ugly or whatever, bro, it ain't gonna work. Let me tell you that. There's also a thing, guys, where like, if you're just a woman's type and you're really attractive and whatever, she fancies you, you don't really need to do pickup lines or do any dancing monkey routines or anything. You know what I'm saying? You can just be yourself. You can even be like boring, bro. She just gonna find you funny. She gonna find you like charming. I'm sure you've seen those videos where a dude is like a woman's type and she's just there. She's just like blushing, smiling, twirling her hair, and he's not even doing anything extra, bro. He's just being himself, saying the same BS. Can I have your number? You're cute. You're this, that. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of people just overcomplicate it. They think there's like magic lines and stuff like that. It's like, nah, bro. You just gotta meet somebody who matches your vibe, right? You're not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. Just know that.
All right, here we are. Your place.
Thank you. It was really nice to hang out with you again.
Yeah. It was great.
Thanks for the food and the ride.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I had a good time.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
We're
Bye.
gonna have an even better time inside, right?
What?
We're about to have a better time inside at your place.
No.
What do you mean? I thought that was the plan. I'd take you out and then we go back to your house and, you know, get it on. What?
Get it on?
Yeah, I mean, what do you... Are you like messing with me?
I just wanted to go on a date. Get to know you better. In person.
Seriously? So you're telling me I just went and spent $20 on food, drove you back to your place, and now you're not even gonna let me inside? You're not even gonna show me your room?
My parents are home.
Oh my god, I don't give a fuck that your parents are home.
I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Fuck in my car, bitch.
Damn, this day went from 0 to 180 degrees, bro. You know what? At this point, you were just better off letting her leave and try again next time, bro. Like, for you to act all mad and shit, like, just like you think you deserved it because you took her out on a date and you paid her dinner or whatever. It's like, my boy, what? You put yourself in that predicament, right? You did that to yourself. It's not her fault, it's your fault. You should have knew this before doing all of that. And at the end of the day, you know, just because, you know, you paid for food and all that does not guarantee you that you're gonna get it. You know what I mean? Right? Like, my boy came there with his expectations and everything, bro. Yeah, that's how it goes, man. I don't blame him, right? Because I think maybe he thought this was the way to get it. But at the end of the day, man, if this was just some platonic dinner and stuff and she just wanted to have a good time, this was all on you. You screwed up, alright? You can't blame the poor girl and you can't take it out on her. And now you're putting so much pressure on her and you're scaring her away. There's no way she's gonna see you after this ever again, bro. She gonna block your ass, matter of fact. The moment she gets inside the house, you're blocked from everything. You're never gonna be able to even see her. Matter of fact, she's probably gonna spread this story around and have your name posted on them Facebook groups, and you're gonna be known as that guy. Let me tell you that. Boy, oh boy. But I hope you learned your lesson. Even though, you know, your bank account is a little bit down, you wasted your time too, but it is what it is. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts. Talk about that very first story where that dude was on that woman's DMs for like years, just talking to himself, and then one day she was bored. She gave him a chance, and yeah, he planned a trip, whatever. They were supposed to go to Cancun, Mexico, whatever. And then my boy, he came up with his own bullshit. He started acting like a little kid, bro, you know, playing games and all that, lies. Turns out that dude was married all along. Yeah, comment about that. Let me know what you thought about that, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one. All right, peace.